Hey guys, I know it's Wednesday and not Monday, but it's been a heck of a week. From Friday till today, it's been hot mess express over here. The kids are out for summer, which I love, but they have been really, really testing me this week with their fighting and arguing and not doing anything I say. Because you know, when you're a stay-at-home mom, your kids don't listen to you, they only listen to dad, and that's when dad gets home. So it's been hard. But I never want to show you guys just the good sides, and that's, if you've been here for a while, then you know that most of my videos are about the struggles and how I get through them. And this week has been the struggle bus week. From Friday when they got out of school till now. And it's not just with the kids, it is also with my schooling that I'm doing. I took a test on, I think it was on Friday, and didn't pass it. I thought for sure I was going to pass it. No, didn't pass it, not even close. And then so with the school I'm in, if you don't pass, then you have to get with your instructor and do all these extra things to see if you're ready to take the test again. So from Saturday till yesterday, I did what they told me. They wanted me to go through these different sections of the content and print out, or I didn't have to print out, but I always print. I don't like writing on the computer. I printed out the notes they wanted me to do, and I did all the notes that they wanted me to do that they provide for you, that you fill in, and went through all the modules, took all, I think it was 7 unit tests they wanted me to take, and if you got below at 80, you need to tell them, and 3 of them I got below at 80. And then when I was done with that, I emailed that to them and said, hey, I did this. So then they sent me a whole content quiz that was 40 questions. I need to get a 32 out of 40 to pass that so I can get approval to take the big test if I'm ready. So I took that this morning and I did not pass it. I got a 28 out of 40, so that's 12 missed, not 8. So that is 4 more than I needed to miss. So I literally texted my husband and I said, I'm quitting. I'm not doing this anymore. I'm never going to pass this class because I've been on this class since March, almost 3 months. And if I don't pass it by the end of the month, then it counts as a failed class. And that is really weighing on me because it's just a prerequisite course, which sucks. And I did part of it's a science class, and part of the information that's in it I did a couple of years ago when I was going to go into nursing school, but somehow I can't pass this one. So it's really hard and it's really getting to me, and I literally want to give up, and I don't want to do anything anymore. I don't want to do that anymore. I don't want to, because it does not matter how much I read the content, how many videos I watch, how many notes I take. It's not going to sink in like it does for most people. It just doesn't do that for me. And so it's been really hard to get through this class, because if I don't pass it by the end of May, which is just like a week away, then it's a failed class and I have to do it again later. And it doesn't matter how many times I do it, it's not going to happen for me. So if I don't pass it, then I can't continue my teaching degree, and then I'm pretty much screwed, right? So it's been really hard, and I know I know God provides, and I know that it's in His timing and everything, but I still get super discouraged like any normal person would. And before I took my big test, I prayed. I was like, please let me pass, and I didn't pass, so it made me mad. And then I usually pray before every test, and so when I don't pass them, it makes me really mad. And most of the time I feel like I know the stuff and I can pass it, and then I don't. So when people ask me, do you think you're ready? I just tell them I don't know, because it doesn't really matter if I'm ready or not. It doesn't seem like I'm going to pass the test, because I feel like I'm ready, but then I don't. But that's kind of how kind of how life with God is, isn't it? We feel like we can get through the season and get through the test and get through the obstacles and everything, and then we can't because it's too much for us to handle, but it's not too much for God to handle. And if we were to lean on God for faith, if we had faith and trusted God, that he would get us through the trial in his timing, in his way, and let him have complete control over it, then we can get through the obstacles in our life that are what we seem like we could handle, and then we get into it and we realize that we can't handle and we're not ready. And that's how like these tests are. And it's kind of ironic that these tests are that way, because it's just like when we have tests in life, when we think that we have it and we're like, oh yeah, I got this, I know the content, I know what's gonna happen, and then we start walking through it and everything starts falling apart and we fail, and we end up having to 100% completely rely on God when we should have done that in the first place, and we may have succeeded a little better, or at least if we failed, we would have failed with grace. And so that's something that's hard for me and that I have to work on myself, as you can tell, because I just want to quit and throw in the towel. But it's not like I have been faithful through the walk, through the class, to the test, in my walk with God. It's not like I was like, okay, God, I'm giving you the reins, help me understand all the knowledge the entire time I'm in this class. I never did ask for that. I just asked for passing the test. And I can't expect to pass the test if I don't have the help through the journey to get to the end. And that's how our walk with God is. If we don't ask God to guide us on the road, then when we get to the end, when we're supposed to have our big test, and we try to do it on our own, we're not going to be equipped for it. We're not going to have the knowledge for it. We're not going to have anything we need to get through it. And we may fail. And we may fail even if we are trusting God in it, because it might not be something we have to succeed in. It might be something we need to fail in. But we could fail with grace. I am not failing this class with very much grace, and that is me. That's a me problem. And so that if I have to, every time I make one of these videos, it's definitely not preaching at someone. It is completely 100% me that needs to be talked to. And honestly, when I came to make this video, I was just angry as could be, because I failed that. And I told you that I texted my husband and said, I'm quitting. I don't want to do it anymore. He won't let me quit. He'll talk me out of it. But as I was saying all these things, then that's when God reminded me that life is the same, and that I have to have God guiding me the entire time and not just trying to guide me through the end, if that makes sense to you guys. And that falls on me, because the last 2 weeks I've been slacking on my spiritual journey for no real reason, just me letting life get too busy for me and not putting time together for me to spend time with God. I strive to get up early and do that before the kids get up, but I'm weak and I always find something else to do when I wake up instead of going straight to my time with God. And so maybe when I get off of here and I post this, maybe I'll spend time with God before I go pick up 3 of the kids from basketball camp. They get out in 2 hours. So maybe I should spend the next 2 hours with God and completely repent and say my sorries and actually mean them, and then spend time in prayer and getting to know God again, because I feel like every time we slack off, you kind of lose a little bit of your connection. And so I need to get that connection back and be more fervent in my prayer life, in my Bible readings, in my discipling my children because I say I'm going to do things and then I never do them. But yeah, I can't. Don't give up, and just know that, like me, I have to like completely start over with God for one, and then with my class, so that I can get through this content and hopefully not fail the class and take it again. But if I do, then I do, and I have to take it again. So I know it's not Monday, so here's you some Wednesday wisdom, I guess, because I didn't make it on Monday. I'll see you guys next week.